Hey guys,
Yo.
welcome back to another episode of
Shaking up the game.
with your host Haley.
And Ari.
Welcome to video.
Yeah.
Public service announcement. If you are streaming this episode on Spotify, you can watch the video directly from Spotify and you don't have to go to YouTube.
Yeah, that's lit.
So we're living in the future.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Let us help you. No, help us help you.
Yes, help us help you.
That's so easy.
No, that's actually like really exciting news though.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're basically Call Her Daddy.
Essentially.
Because I'm not kidding. She's like the only one I ever see that has the videos like that.
Yeah, that had the videos on YouTube or Spotify. I was like, oh, how's that?
When this episode drops on Tuesday, if you stream through Spotify, which I'm not trying to mess up my Apple Podcasts users right now.
Whatever you use
whatever
is
you
fine.
do, just like do you. But if you click on it through Spotify, there'll be a little video button. You can listen and watch on Spotify at the same time.
Yeah, that's lit.
Shout out Spotify.
So for those who say that we sound the same,
bro,
there you go. Now you can watch.
Someone just told me today, like, oh my gosh, I'm just now piecing figuring out your voices. Why?
I don't know. I really didn't think that we sounded the same.
Okay. Well, we don't. So watch the video and that'll help.
We also don't look the same, but whatever.
We don't.
Anyways.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Another solid weekend.
Yeah.
And here we are. Weekend. Second week in a row with a Tuesday drop. Let us know how it's going, but let's vibe.
Yeah. I'm liking it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So are the fans.
Allegedly. According to our metrics.
Give me a little...
Haley's been doing our...
I can't wink. Did you know that? Can you?
Was that a wink?
Kind of good. That's kind of good. That was kind of sexy.
I swear I did that to somebody one time and like, oh, don't do that. And I was like, oh, okay.
Probably me.
Yeah, I think so. Well, yeah, what? You look like you're squinting and you do both eyes.
Yeah,
no. No, it's like...
It's not?
Like you're like trying to see something.
Oh, okay.
Like in the...
Which isn't true because I have like more than 20/20 vision. Like I went to the eye doctor because I get this little bump on my eye.
Yeah.
And obviously, naturally, I thought I had eye cancer.
Yeah. Because what else would Haley do?
If you have anxiety, you know.
If anyone has anxiety and is feeling sick, don't WWHD. What would Haley do?
No. Don't say that because I don't do that.
I think my boyfriend is the same. You guys are like...
No, see, I like worry about it internally, but I have enough self-control to where I don't go down the Google rabbit hole.
Yeah, because then they're like, you have 4 days left to live.
Live
it up.
I have every disease. I'm like...
Do your bucket list now.
Yeah, and I recently went to the doctor and she was like, please don't Google. And I'm like, oh, I don't, because I already have anxiety and that would send me over the edge.
Oh, yeah. I think I learned that in like 8th grade to not Google stuff. Yeah,
that's half the reason why I never had TikTok, because I know that like if I get on like a certain thing, I will spiral.
That is the easiest place to spiral. Trust me,
because I've heard like people be like, I've discovered this, you know.
And I go through like insane rabbit holes on TikTok, and then like you have this like come to Jesus moment where you're like, whoa, how did I end up here?
I know. That's why I don't do it. But anyways, went to the eye doctor, don't have eye cancer.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you. She didn't even really know what it was. And I got rid of it, and then it's back again. So I don't know.
And she said you have perfect vision?
Like, more than 20/20.
That's funny, because I've always said that, and people are like, you can't have that.
No, you can.
Okay, fuck off, everyone.
And
I got stellar eyesight.
I told you I went, too, because I was like, I also stare at screens all day, and I feel like I need blue light glasses, and like, I feel like I sometimes get headaches from it.
Yeah.
They dead ass will tell you, they look at their thing, they're like, 0 strain. I was like, okay. So it's just lack of water or what?
Oh, I'm not going then.
No, she was literally like, nothing, any strain, but I'll write you a prescription for blue light. You know, she's probably like, if that makes her feel better, because she probably read that on the internet too, that you need blue light glasses.
Literally, like, don't tell me that, because I'm blaming blue light.
And I was like, oh, okay, so probably just a headache from. But now that I think about it, haven't had one of those in a while where I feel like I'm having eye strain. So probably just a lack of hydration.
Yeah, I would just rather not blame it on not drinking water for 3 days.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Anywho, football.
Football. What'd you do this weekend? What'd you do? You went to the Seattle Christmas market, didn't you?
Yep.
Okay, how was that? I've been wanting to go.
Good. I tried to go last year.
Okay.
Towards Christmas, it gets even more, like, busy, so I would try to go, like, sooner rather than later.
I didn't even know it existed.
Oh, yeah. I knew it existed last year. But I feel like maybe I learned about it too late last year, and then that's why, because you do have to buy your ticket, and you have to buy a ticket for a certain time.
Okay.
So, like, you know, popular times, and obviously closer to Christmas, Fridays and Saturdays, I'm sure, are going to get, like, popping.
Okay, noted.
So buy it ahead of time, but it's really cute. It's got, like, cute little food stands, a couple drink stands, a bunch of desserts. So more, I would say, expect to eat more food than you probably think.
Oh, okay.
And then expect to not buy as many trinkets.
Okay, that's right up my alley. Big bag's happy.
Yeah. Big bag, big
more
bag.
Food, less trinkets.
because I like all the stands.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I go to, like...
you can find, like, a good Christmas gift, I feel like, maybe.
I thought.
But no.
And maybe if I had more time, I would have. Like, I'm sure I could have. Like, the soaps.
Yeah.
And the candles. I like buying that kind of stuff, but it seemed a little overpriced for that. Like, I'm like, I'll go to Lush.
That's about right.
I'm trying to think. There was other stands, you know, like the good, like, jams and the, like, things like that. But I find more success with little things like that, like, at the Puyallup Fair.
Oh, okay.
These were, like, probably higher end.
They had a couple of these kind of stands, too, at the Enchantment at T-Mobile Park. Yeah.
I actually tried, there's a few ornament stands. I tried desperately to get my dog an ornament. Yeah. And it was funny. There was even a dog stand, which, no shade, but, like, the dog stand didn't have dog ornaments. And I thought that was a really missed. Like,
they missed the ball on that.
I was like, even we went up and she probably felt awkward because we're like, do you have, like, dog ornaments?
Yeah.
She's like, no. I'm like.
She's like, well, noted.
It was like treats and like bandanas, and I'm like, but I can buy that like
anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm at a Christmas market. Or any time of the year.
I'm at the Christmas market, and you have a dog stand at the Christmas market. I think you need ornaments.
100%.
She didn't hire a marketing team.
Did she get the memo though? Maybe hopefully next year.
Hopefully. Anyways, a must do in Seattle.
Okay, noted.
Yeah.
Cool, fun.
Because you did Enchant, and you liked Enchant. I haven't done Enchant.
Yeah.
Did you ice skate?
No. Did not ice skate.
I've been meaning to ask you that.
Did not ice skate.
Oh, okay.
I'm not great on the ice anymore.
Oh, okay. I also went to the UW basketball game this weekend, which I'll touch on and around the league so we can really talk basketball.
Fun.
And my concern about UW being in the Big 12 or the Big 10, but that's neither here nor there. And yeah.
Okay, cool. Solid weekend.
Okay, yeah.
I love this.
Watch Hawks. We watched the Seahawks win.
We sure did.
Hi, haters.
God. And it was actually like a just solid game.
Yeah, solid performance. Love that. Okay, let's get into some hot takes from the week.
Yeah.
First hot take. We need to know how y'all feel about this. But Big Daddy Bill Belichick.
Jesus.
Is that what we call him?
We are now.
Per reports, will be offered the North Carolina football position.
Head coach, yeah.
It's not feeling right coming out of my mouth.
No, and
like I don't quite understand the situation. Like, is it like, is he getting an offer or is he not?
It's an ongoing interview process. I think he's had like 2. Apparently, like yesterday, they were seen in Boston for like 5 hours talking who knows what.
What are we, like... What do you need to ask Bill Belichick that he isn't going to be the coach for North Carolina?
Okay, so personally, I don't think that it's for a coaching job for North Carolina. I really think that this is all just a move for him to let the world know that he is open for another coaching position.
Okay. I would rather it be that.
Whether it be college or NFL. But, like, hey, I'm back in the market. Like,
no, I like that. I like that vibe because if I'm like an
North
outsider,
Carolina head coach makes no sense to me.
No,
I didn't even know they had a football team.
They don't. They have a basketball team.
Exactly.
They have both.
Like, I really did not.
But I would I don't like it. Like, no. I don't like it for him. I don't like it for them. Like, he's not going to be there forever.
No.
And, like, again, if you're interviewing him for days, if he's willing to take the job, you're taking him. Like, what do you mean we're interviewing Bill Belichick for days?
That's why I don't think that, like... That's why, like, I don't think he will actually coach there.
Okay.
I think it's just, like, to be like, hey, I'm in the market. I don't know why North Carolina is
going the
chosen one. Yeah.
I don't like it.
I think it's, like, you literally had a dynasty in New England, and then you, quote unquote, retired, done with coaching, and now you're going to go to North Carolina with a non-existent football program.
Yeah, I don't like it. But
it just makes even him going to college, to be honest, just makes no sense to me.
I don't want him to go anywhere.
I don't
respectfully
either.
Just call it a day.
I heard, I guess Pete Carroll is interested in coaching again too, and I'm like, no, you guys made your decision, lie in it.
And, like, hang out with your wives. And Bill Belichick, hang out with your girlfriend.
He's going to find a new girlfriend. Okay,
so, no. Ari and I's hottest take of this is, does his girlfriend go to UNC? Because that would make more sense.
That would answer all of our questions.
She's like, I'm dating the football coach.
And everyone's like, oh my God, who? Bill Belichick. From Boston.
It must have been, like, episode 10 we talked about him dating this girl.
I know. We were
so
like,
crazy?
He puts the chick in Belichick.
No.
So either she goes there or he's looking for his new girlfriend that goes there.
He's 72 and she's 24. I just need that to sink in. Where are her parents?
Dude, my mom, sorry, Mom, I'm putting you on blast, but she's 75 and I'm 31.
That would be like her dating like younger friends that you don't even know because they're too young.
That's what I think. Like, literally, I think like, oh my God, my mom dating like a 25-year-old.
Yes.
I'm puking, throwing up in my mouth.
I know, I hate it. Anyways, where did she go to school? I need to know.
Bizarre.
Also, hottest probably take of college football this week is Alabama was left out of the college football playoffs. Roll Tide!
Oh, sorry. I forgot about them.
You can roll on out.
Yeah, they're not in the playoffs, which is insane because, as we've mentioned, there is a new playoff format.
Yes.
So it's an extended format. There are 12 teams.
They were in it forever when there was 4 teams. Now there's 12 and they're not in it.
And you're not in it. So.
Callan DeBoer. Hi.
Yeah, you left.
Everyone here in Washington is laughing at your downfall, my guy.
You left Washington thinking that you were going to be on to bigger and better things in the SEC with Alabama, and you ain't.
So, wasn't Alabama, it was Nick Saban.
It wasn't Tom Brady, it was Bill Belichick.
It definitely was Tom Brady. And not Bill Belichick. And it was definitely, what are we going to say?
Jalen Hurts?
I was going to say something about Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, for fuck. And not Robert Saleh. We'll get into that.
It was definitely Robert Saleh and not Aaron Rodgers.
Facts. We stand on that.
Okay, you're welcome.
But I'm excited that low-key that Alabama's not in it. Just because that just proves that we're, like, shaking things up. Oh, my God. Literally shaking things up.
Okay,
God, I didn't even mean to do that.
No, the name has really worked out for us.
It really has.
Like, over time. Like, it's really worked.
God, we're good. Somebody pay us. What? Okay, so NFL Week 14, that's a wrap.
14?
I know. We just finished Monday Night Football. So, Week 14, done and over.
I want y'all to know something really, really quick because we didn't know this until I told Ari the other day. That this week, we will drop our 45th episode.
Oh, my. Holy hell.
Mm-hmm. I've quit a lot of things in life.
This is the longest thing I've ever committed to. Without a doubt. If I could commit to the gym like I've committed to this podcast, y'all wouldn't even recognize me.
No, we would change our name and rebrand.
Yeah, 100%.
So, we got to think of something for the 50th episode drop.
Facts.
That's got to be a little party. And we can start planning it because we will know. Because based on our track record, we don't skip a fucking beat.
No, we don't. God, we're good. Next, girl.
So, this episode is going to be all about how great we are.
We're actually not talking about football.
No.
We're talking about how proud of us we are.
I am very proud. Because there hasn't been one week where we're like, let's not do it this week.
Skip it. We have not skipped.
No.
At least
why are we not famous yet?
I don't know. I'm starting to get irritated.
Nah, I think we're on the right track.
No, we just
look at the studio.
Consistent. Yep.
This is insane.
Those who are listening and not watching, we're making moves in our little studio.
We are almost complete with our real studio.
Yeah, so we ain't going anywhere, everyone. We're just getting started. Okay, so NFL Week 14.
Yep.
I thought it'd be fun to do like the funniest moment from this weekend, the best moment,
yep,
a couple others, and then the worst moment.
Okay, perfect. I already know what's number one.
If anyone watches our stories on Instagram, little goose egg, you would know what we're going to talk about. Mm-hmm. Okay, so funniest moment.
I already know. I already know what one of the funniest teams. The
New York Giants.
The New York Giants. The one thing I do feel bad about is Drew Lock being starting quarterback.
I know.
And that whole debacle. But if you didn't see this week,
was it just a fan?
So they can't say. I don't think they think it's the players, which makes it even more comical. If that is the players, I'm dead. During the Giants game. Over the field flew the little plane that drags the letters, makes a little
like banner or whatever.
Banner is the word.
And it literally says, "Mr. Mara, enough. Please fix this dumpster fire." PLZ also. So they're with the shits.
So that's their general manager.
Yes.
Mara. They're shouting him out and saying, "Please fix this dumpster fire." The fact that also
they said please.
And called it a dumpster fire? Who are you? I need to know.
Who is this diva? I need to know.
So as soon as it happens, they're like, players bought this banner and I'm like, if the players did that, I would die.
Comical. But that's probably okay. I didn't know that, but that makes sense why one of the reporters after the game asked Malik Neighbors, their star rookie wide receiver, anything about the plane, and he goes, "I didn't buy the damn plane," or whatever. He's like, "I didn't buy the plane," or something like that, and I go, "Oh."
I signed off on it. I donated. I didn't buy the plane, but I bought a letter.
No, literally.
I bought please.
I just think it's so funny that they literally said enough.
No, I'm so embarrassed for them. That's insane.
Please. You are so seriously full wholeheartedly being please, please, I'm on my knees begging, not saying F you suck, I'm never gonna be a fan again. It's this is enough. So is it
most likely just some rich person in New York that has bought that for the plot?
I'm assuming.
Which is fucking amazing.
Yeah, absolutely hilarious. Bummer though for a boy, Drew Lock being.
I know.
Because they were obviously tanking, but instead of getting that first down,
I don't want him involved in that. Yeah, I don't want him
Because so at the end of that last game against the Saints, which also fun fact about that game, it was at MetLife, so home game for the Giants, and tickets were as low as $1. A single fucking doll hair.
You can't even go to McDonald's.
I was just gonna say you can't even get a McChicken.
No.
For $1.
No, it's $1.50 now.
Yeah.
It's insane.
They used to be $109. How would I know that? I don't know. Just a random guess. That's crazy. What the hell was that?
Congratulations, Ari.
You're a big back for knowing old McDonald's prices.
Big back, big back.
What the hell?
Okay, that's amazing.
So yeah, tickets were insanely cheap, but we're bummed because Drew Lock is, unfortunately,
he's just caught in the dumpster fire. That's what he literally is caught in.
But at the end of that game, they could have got a first down and I don't know, gotten to feel. I wasn't watching the game. Let's be for real.
Who was?
Yeah, who was? I don't know. You have to be a sick individual to be watching the Giants and the Saints and that Jags.
I already had to watch the Giants on Thanksgiving. No, I mean that's good enough for my year.
The Jacksonville Jaguars and the who else was the other team that played together? Oh, Titans.
The Titans.
Yeah, I go, you gotta be a sick individual if you sat there and watched that game.
Oh, which also, funniest part is that the Jacksonville Jaguars broke a 5-game losing streak without Trevor Lawrence.
After losing their franchise
So
QB.
we did a respectful shout out to him, so hope he's not really hurt. But
yeah.
Okay, can we also now agree that he's not that great.
No.
And maybe it's not the Jacksonville Jaguars, but it's Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I think it's just everyone on that
because
damn
Mac
team.
Jones came in and got you a win. And I get that it was against the Tennessee Titans, but, like, they haven't been, like, horrible.
Yeah, it's not like playing, like, the Giants.
Kent Meridian.
Hey, yo!
Someone's never gonna come beat my ass.
No, I was gonna say that one random Kim Meridian fan that's right now. They're like,
no, I played them in basketball a few times. I was scared.
Well, you ain't gonna sleep tonight. Anyways, the Giants like could have like maybe potentially won that game.
Wait. I'm really sorry. This is a side tangent, but it just came back to me that I had this reoccurring dream all night that I had to ride. I had to ride back with my candidate across the Strait of Juan de Fuca.
What?
That's so random, and I don't even know where that is. But it kept, and I was like calling my boss, and I was like, I don't want to be on the boat with him. It's an 8-week trip.
Oh my god!
And I was like, can I fly home? And the candidate was like, I'm in recruiting, everyone. But the candidate was like, are you excited? Like, we're getting on the boat. Like, it's an 8-week trip. And I was like,
crying?
calling my boss, like, I don't want to go on this. Like, I'm going to get caught in a storm and stuff. It's 8 weeks. And I kept waking up and then going back to sleep. And I just remember Strait of Juan de Fuca.
What?
But I think the Juan de Fuca takes us to, like, Victoria, Canada, which is, like, a 2-hour trip. But anyways, that's neither here nor there.
That's the Strait of Juan de Fuca?
I feel like I've seen it on the map.
Oh, I thought that was in, like, Africa or something.
Oh, God, maybe. But yeah, he was telling me it was an 8-week trip.
Hey, Siri.
No, stop it, Ari.
The Strait of Juan?
Ari, stop asking her stuff. She never knows.
Well, just put her to work. Oh, God. Hey, Siri. Where is the Strait of Juan de Fuca?
See, I told you, she doesn't know. She doesn't know anything.
It's because you're talking and you're distracting her. Oh, it is that. It takes you up to Canada.
So it wouldn't have been an 8-week trip.
No, it definitely would not have been an 8-week trip. I mean,
no, honestly,
God forbid.
I feel like what's crazy of how the brain works is I was recently looking at the Victoria Clipper because we had a friend that went to Victoria.
100%.
And the Clipper goes up, and I remember looking at that route and seeing Strait of Juan de Fuca. Haven't talked about it since, and all of a sudden my dream is just
Strait of Juan de Fuca.
Strait of Juan de Fuca. Strait of Juan de Fuca. Strait of Juan de Fuca.
I'm dead.
I'm really sorry. I slept great.
Oh, yeah, you were on a voyage.
I remember being like, there's going to be whales and shit. Like, I can't go on this trip. And I'm going to get, like, blown out to sea. Call my boss.
Are you afraid of boats? You've been on cruises before.
Yeah, no, not that. But this is like a boat. Like, you're, like, out at sea. Like, in the storm. A cruise ship. Like, a fishing boat.
Oh my god! I didn't picture a.
He wasn't taking me on a cruise. He was taking me on like the voyage, like the passage, like the little boat,
like a little wooden boat.
Not wooden.
The one that's in
but just like a sailboat where like they die out there, like where the pirates capture them and shit, like that boat. Not a cruise. What do you mean? I would have been like, "Yep, I'm there."
Yeah, I was like, well, what's the issue?
No, he wasn't like, hey, ride home with me on my cruise ship. He said, ride home with me on my little dinky boat.
On my little wooden boat that's held up by three planks of wood.
But he was nails. Like a fisherman, you know, he was a seaman.
This is so bizarre. This is so bizarre.
Dude, it was so weird because that happened with the Victoria Clipper, and I had a few candidates message me on LinkedIn, so I think my brain, like,
totally
mashed them all up.
Well, good luck on your voyage. Let me know when you make it 8 weeks later to Canada.
It's a 2-hour trip.
Via car. I'll just drive there.
No, Victoria, you have to...
Oh, you have to take the boat?
I think so. Or some version at some point.
Yeah, we're not going to expose me not knowing anything about a map. Moving on.
Yeah.
Anyways. Giants are tanking.
Yeah. Long story short, the Giants.
Field was open. Drew Lock could have got the first down, but then he skirt and went right. And then everyone was like, "Let's make this tank a little less obvious."
Oh, good lord.
The other funny moment from this weekend.
Funniest.
King Josh Allen. he is killing it on the field, off the field.
Yes.
He just recently got engaged to, is it Haley?
Haley Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld.
Yep.
However, he was in a long-term relationship with his ex-girlfriend, and...
Okay, like, horrifying for her, because I think they dated for, like, 7 years.
No, a long time.
And then he dates Haley Steinfeld for, like, a year and proposes to her. I'm sick.
Also went from probably, like, hometown cutie to, like, national
oh my god,
celebrity.
It's like Russell Wilson's crazy ex-girlfriend.
Yes.
And then he goes to Sierra, and you can't even be like, oh my god, he downgraded.
You can't say shit. You're just like, damn.
He's dating Sierra, like, I'm gonna go dig myself in a freaking trench
you just
bury
gotta,
myself.
Yeah, you just gotta take that L and be like, damn.
Josh Allen's ex is taking that L, and my girl also must love herself a bottle of Pinot Grigio.
Or multiple.
Because, girl. Okay, big drama of the week. Josh Allen posts the engagement announcement. I think the Bills post it. NFL posts it, whatever. She comments on the photo saying something along the lines of, like, I'm now dating a guy that owns a team instead of dating one of
CTE brain
dead athlete. Very, like, precisely written comment.
Oh, yeah, no grammar mistakes.
Like a little emoji at the end, like very professionally written. Obviously, the internet went wild because she called essentially Josh Allen a brain dead.
I don't even think it was on that post. I think it was on a random post too, which is why the internet is terrifying to me because there's sleuths everywhere. They find this shit everywhere.
People are locked in.
Like, she probably really didn't think that
anyone would see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, goes viral. And everyone's like,
meanwhile, it goes viral.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, she comes out and says, I was hacked.
Yep. By a bottle of wine. Like, no.
By like 10 dirty martinis. What do you mean? You were hacked. Like, what's so... Oh, yeah. I think it was a random post because she was literally like, I was hacked. And we were like, what? So your hacker randomly went on to this post and wrote like a very personal comment that was like very specific.
Yes.
And was very correctly written.
Yeah.
It sounded like just a passionate ex pissed off, and your hacker wrote that. Like, I'm sorry, but if you got hacked, they would post something a lot worse.
Way worse. Or they're trying to get your money or something. Like, your hacker was Chateau Saint Michelle. Pinot Grigio.
Like Tito's. It was...
Just say it.
No, now you
just stand on business.
Now you look crazy.
Because I would be irritated too. You have a right to be pissed off. You dated him for 7 or so years, and then a year later he's engaged to a celebrity. Like, just be pissed, bitch. Delete
your comment. If anything, you can come out and be like,
sorry,
I'm so embarrassed. I was very hurt. Shouldn't have said that. Bing.
Point blank. Instead, and I bet you anything too, hella girls would have been like, girl, we ride till dawn for you.
Literally. Instead, she says she got hacked. I'm so embarrassed for her. I'm so embarrassed for
Honestly, I might take that tip, though, because when I be drinking some wine and then I go on Instagram, I respond to everyone's stories. And I'm just yapping,
You know what's so funny?
I like stories, everyone's. And the next morning, I'm going to be like,
you know what's so funny you said this? Because at my family Thanksgiving, I don't know why I haven't told you this.
Did somebody say that I slid in their DMs?
No.
Oh, thank God.
No, I think we were talking about you. Or it wasn't at my...
Uh-oh.
It was somewhere. We were with, like, family and friends. And I was like, no, Ari's, like, a yappy drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was
don't get mad.
You are a very, like, happy yap drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get mad. Which is so
fun. Like, when she gets drunk, you just realize she's drunk because she just won't shut up. And there's not many people that are like that.
Okay, so that's a good thing?
No, I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
Could be worse.
Oh, no. It 100% could be worse.
I could be a raging bitch that wants to fight everyone.
But you also, like, won't stop.
Shut up.
When you're drunk.
I know.
Not even talking. Just, like...
we're going.
No, she, like, wants to stay out all night. Like, she doesn't hit the, like... There's no, like, threshold. Like, there's just no cap.
Okay, all of a sudden, I feel like I'm in an AA meeting.
Okay, pick your player. Player 1. Let's do that.
Player 1, Haley, in bed by 9 p.m.
Okay, that's not fair. We're talking about getting drunk. Okay. Anyways, Josh Allen's ex embarrass the hell out of herself. And it's funny.
Yeah. Also, did she allude to the fact that Josh Allen has CTE?
Yes. Obviously she did. She said, I'm tired of dating these brain dead. And the only ex that she's reportedly dated, because it was for like 8 years, was Josh Allen. I'm like, okay, at him.
I'm sure every football player has CTE to some degree.
You know what's so funny?
He just doesn't strike me as someone who I'd be like, oh, he has
I
CTE.
would do something way more petty. I would have been like,
small dick.
So happy for you, Josh. Yeah, I hope she enjoys your small dick.
Literally.
Like, that's funny. Like, saying he has CTE is a quarterback. Like, relax.
Which, yeah. Well, actually, I'm not going to say anything because I'm not going to jinx anything, but...
No, the odds are high that he has something. But I don't think the reason he didn't want to marry you was because he had CTE.
Yeah, I don't...
I'm a girl's girl, but, like...
I don't think he's brain dead, lady.
Yeah, that was weird. Anyways, embarrassing. Yeah. Love you, girl. Just come out with a little I'm sorry and move on.
Stand on business. Moving on to the best moment.
Easily.
Of this weekend. We're a big fan of touchdown celebrations.
Yes.
It honestly makes the game so much more fun, which if the NFL is listening, Roger Goodell, most likely not, stop fining players for touchdown celebrations, please and thank you.
Seriously.
Anywho.
Such a fun sucker.
No, literally. Like, that's the most harmless, fun part of the game.
I know.
Why are we fining them?
I know.
Anywho's. The Vikings and the Falcons played. Kirk Chains had his return to Minnesota. That guy on the Vikings, Kanan.
Yeah, he's been a king of the celebrations
this
year.
Yes, he's had such good celebrations this year, but the best one was this weekend. He did the Parent Trap, dance. Yeah. Oh, no, it was White Chicks, huh?
Yeah.
What was I just thinking of?
They did have done that.
Oh, I think it's because I'm compiling a list of our favorites.
Yeah, they've done the Parent Trap. They've done the
I've all jumbled it together.
Party. So this week they did the White Chicks.
Yes, the White Chicks dance.
Like the full on dance from the club, like on the dance floor. With the little front flip.
I'm like, okay, when did we practice this? Because there's a little choreo in that.
No, I love it because they obviously did prpractice at practice.
They even did the flip part.
I know.
Which I'm like...
It was insane. And
go off.
Seahawks, where you at? Because you used to do this stuff all the time.
I know. Why haven't we done any fun touchdown celebrations?
I don't know. I'm not into it.
Who did we talk to?
But easily they won this season with the White Chicks. Unless something really 100%. Good comes. Because it was spot on.
It was so good.
There's, the video of the celebration and the movie. And it's spot on.
Yeah. No, it's so good. That was hilarious.
Biggest takeaways from that game.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, returned to Minnesota where he spent a lot of his career. Had a horrible game.
The Falcons.
2 interceptions. 0 touchdowns. I had him in fantasy because, Jaden Daniels was on a bye and I had to play him. So that was sick.
Damn.
And then on the flip side, Sam Darnold, the quarterback that no one saw coming this year for the Minnesota Vikings, had another...
He had a
shall I say MVP performance?
He had a career high game, 347 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Insane.
5. The Vikings ended up winning 42-21, which, okay, at this point, Minnesota's 1 game behind Detroit in the division. They're looking pretty legit.
They've been legit all season.
Yeah.
Give or take 2 losses.
Yeah,
literally.
which is normal.
But...
So going forward, obviously, we know that they drafted J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt.
Yeah.
They have J.J. McCarthy on a rookie contract, so it's cheap.
Yeah.
But Sam Darnold has been having, his best season. Do the Vikings pay Sam Darnold?
Yes.
To an extension?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes. I don't think you need to spend, astronomical money.
No.
Not what they gave Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
Or, I don't think it has to be crazy because I don't think, that many other teams are
gonna be fighting for him.
That are gonna, also give him, some insane contract. So I think you offer him a good amount of money.
To keep him.
Yeah. He has played at such a high level this year that a lot of teams in the NFL... main quarterbacks, not even rookies, second and third year quarterbacks have not reached the numbers that he's been doing. So if you're the Minnesota Vikings, you still have JJ McCarthy that can almost develop behind Sam Darnold.
Exactly.
So do that. But, like, you're not going to get some other starter that's playing better than he is.
Exactly.
So.
I agree. And I hopefully... It seems... I'd like when they get their second chance on a different team. Because obviously the Jets didn't do Sam Darnold well. Or the Panthers. Other big question from that game. Kirk Cousins. Mm-hmm. He has thrown, like, 8 interceptions in the last, like, 6 games.
Yeah.
And no touchdowns.
Yeah.
Do we bench him and start Michael Penix Jr.?
Yes. Go Dogs.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you're kind of throwing away. You're battling for first place in the NFC South now, which you were leading that weeks ago.
I think you're just in a position where, why not?
Why not? I mean,
unless he then throws 3 interceptions a game, then, you're going to get the same that you're getting.
Yeah.
So, like, and maybe Kirk Cousins just needs, like, a week off.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened.
Some are saying, oh, he's obviously still injured. And I'm like, that was a year ago, though. Like,
okay, then if he's injured, then even more of a reason. Then out, Penix gets a start.
Yeah. I think that at this point, why not? You might as well give him a shot.
No, why not?
But I will say, we were all questioning Atlanta's decision picking him number 8 or number 9 or whatever in the draft because they just signed that massive contract for Kirk Cousins or did that big trade.
Unnecessary.
And we were like, what? Why did you just sign Kirk Chains to this massive contract? Why are we drafting a QB?
Right.
Well,
they knew something we didn't know.
Last couple weeks, they knew.
I don't. What they spent on Kirk Cousins, they didn't need to do.
No.
So, like, yeah, again, like, you had a Kirk Cousins that, like, other teams weren't, like, selling their souls for. So,
exactly.
Like, we didn't need to. Why?
I know.
Like, Jacksonville, so why are you selling your life away for Trevor Lawrence? No one else was fighting you for Trevor Lawrence.
It's one of those things, too, where I always think, like, okay, so say, like, as the draft is coming, and you're thinking, like, here's the top 5 picks, and, like, there's good QBs, you know? Mm-hmm. That happens every year.
There's good QBs now.
Yeah. So it's like, why are we selling our soul to lock down a quarterback when, A, you could potentially be screwing up your entire future of that franchise for a decade at least. 2, there's going to be other options. Mm-hmm. Look at Tom Brady. When was he drafted? Definitely not the first round. Russell Wilson, not the first round. Yeah. I mean, Patrick Mahomes. Like, there's so many QBs that are obviously good now that were not the first picks. And I'm like, why do we keep these franchises just keep shelling out every single dollar and everything they have after they get this rookie QB to, like, keep them? When I'm like, they're not even performing that well.
I don't get it.
Isn't that the point? You do well, you get paid?
No, that's not the point in the NFL anymore. That's not the point.
It's just get paid.
You can just get paid. And then, like, hopefully you do well.
That's so insane to me.
I'm so done with it. We had a fire Thursday night football game this week with the Green Bay Packers versus the Buffalo Lions. Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions.
That was another good Thursday night football game.
Yeah, no, as we said, they've been fire all year besides Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So, that's awkward. And Green Bay Packers made me, as a Seattle Seahawks fan, once again scared for this coming Sunday. Because they put up a hell of a fight against the Lions. It was a close game, the whole game.
Detroit only won by 3. And Detroit has been blowing teams out all season. Mm-hmm. So for them to only win by 3 says a lot about the Packers. Obviously that's a rivalry too. So I'm sure they played extra hard. But guess what? The Packers and Seahawks don't have a great relationship either. Yeah. So I'm a little worried they're going to play just as hard. But Dan Campbell... That guy,
he's got some.
It's so funny to me when they went for it at the end of the game on 4th down. They were already in field goal range, but they went for it anyways. Yep. And everyone is shocked by it, and I'm like, why are we not shocked?
We actually watched that game together, and we were like, "That's so Dan Campbell to me."
I'd be weirded out if he did
it. They're 11-1, like they're solidifying their division. Yeah. Like I mean, like.
Yeah, it's not like their season was on the line.
This is kind of like a little, like, I'm going to test our team out here. Like, we obviously practiced this play for this situation. They had it in the bag.
Exactly.
Like, here we are. Packers, we will say, are also one of those teams where I feel like when you're watching them, we can all love to hate them or whatever here. I'm kind of indifferent now, but they always, like, put up a fight. Like, always. You're never really watching the Packers on a primetime game, even when they're in their rebuild years. Like, they're not getting, like, blown out. Like, no. There isn't, like, a season where I'm like, oh, my God. Like,
the Packers are ass.
Whoa, the 2-10 Packers, when they should be at times. Like, literally. They lost their quarterback.
Yeah, their rebuild year was, like, 1 year. And I'm saying, quote-unquote, rebuild, because they still weren't even awful. Right. Which, what the hell?
I know. Only the Mariners have a rebuild year.
We have rebuild for 20 years. Here we go. Packers. Their next game, though.
Yeah.
Well, Packers, obviously. Mm-hmm. Sunday Night Football in Seattle. But the Lions play the Bills on Sunday.
It's not primetime,
Not primetime.
Well, we are.
Which, I know we're primetime, but they could be Monday night.
I know.
Another spectacular game.
That the NFL
1 o'clock
is just like...
And I'm sorry, but they should have known from the jump. Like, I know a lot, like, tonight's game, the Cowboys and Bengals, they thought this would have been better, obviously.
Really?
Well, at least for the Bengals.
That's optimistic.
Well, obviously for the Bengals. But
again, the primetime game's not about if one team is going to be good.
But, like, they knew that the Lions and the Bills were going to be good this year. Yes. Or you're an absolute idiot under a rock. Which I don't think the schedulers... I think they have an idea.
I don't know.
But I'm maybe
I'm starting to not know.
True. I'm starting to question that.
Before we move on from the Green Bay Packers, I have to give us another shout out because we mentioned this last week. Subtly, when we talked about the Green Bay Packers, that we said the Green Bay Packers are undefeated since adding Robert Saleh, previous fired New York Jets coach, to their little practice. He's like on their practice coaching staff. I don't even think he's on the sidelines during the game or else we would have seen it by now.
Yeah.
So he's keeping it under wraps, which love that. He's probably just really doing it just for like the love of the game.
No, I think so.
You know? Anyways, we said last week, we kind of threw that out there that they're undefeated with him.
Yeah.
Obviously now they took that loss to the Lions, close game. So they're 4-1 since he's been in the building. And the Jets are 1-4 since he's left. So
I think they're 1-7.
Oh, since he's left?
Yeah.
Oh, so, yeah.
They're trash.
But
so it's not Robert Saleh.
For, like, the 100th time.
Have we made that clear?
Yeah, just want to make sure.
Good Lord.
With that said, the Jets, which is, like, a great, like, picture right there when you open up Instagram, that the Jets have been officially eliminated from playoffs.
Yeah, they, this is their 14th consecutive year with no playoffs, which is the longest in the NFL, NHL, MLB, NBA, WNBA. The Mariners have even made it.
Yeah, I know. And I was going to
say... The Mariners are in that.
I was going to say, since we broke the record, now y'all are at the top. Because I know we were up there for a while.
So, the Jets are down bad. They also, perspective, obviously we know everything that they've done to get Aaron Rodgers and that team. They were 5-7 with Zach Wilson. Isn't stellar, obviously.
No.
But they're 3-10 this year with Aaron Rodgers.
So Zach Wilson.
I just think that
justice for Zach Wilson.
Yes, I think the city of New York, I think the NFL media, me personally, need to apologize to Zach Wilson.
We're sorry, Zach.
Sorry. You're not balling. You're a backup in what, Denver, I think?
Honestly, now I'm like,
still.
What do you do with that dumpster fire? Also, though, my big question mark, which we won't know, but what do we do with Aaron Rodgers? Even if he wants to play, are you keeping him? Well, he
said that he wants to stay in New York if he plays next year. He literally said, oh, I just finished building my new house in New Jersey. I want to stay here.
Okay, so
and I'm
the Giants or the Jets? That's not specific enough for me.
I'm like, you just dismantled a whole lot. Like, you built the house.
That's my thing. At some point, ownership has to be like, even if you want to be here.
Well, the Jets are saying most likely not.
Yeah, because you didn't perform like you get to call the shots around here.
No,
anymore.
Because you just quote unquote built this team, and look how that went. We don't care about you building your house.
The house fell down. You weren't no structure.
Figuratively and literally, like
those Lincoln logs are gone.
Somebody went.
I'm just worried about him and Davante Adams. Obviously, I feel bad. Like, I understood why he did it, but now I'm just wondering.
If I'm Davante Adams, I'm like, bro, why did you put me in this sticky mess?
Did Davante Adams put a Taco Bell in Aaron Rodgers' house?
Don't think so. That'll be the truth. That's not real.
I know, Ari.
Oh, I asked last night just to confirm if it was real. I can't believe I just outed myself right now.
If he had a Taco Bell in his house with, like, staff.
Well, that's where I was getting murky.
I'm like, who was cooking the Crunch Wraps?
I don't know. I think I had a dream a couple weeks ago of having...
About the Strait of Juan de Fuca?
Not quite, but having, like a student store situation in my home.
Oh, big back.
Yeah, no, so big back.
Oh, the student
But, like...
Why was the student store pizza so good?
I don't...
Was
but
that
like,
Frankie's?
That kind of... I don't know. Was it?
I think it was.
But, like, having that, like, kind of situation in my house, like, where you could, like, go up and, like, order something. Mm-hmm. I had a dream of that a couple weeks ago. And so I think that, like, my brain started to, like, mix the commercial and, like, my dream together. And I was sitting there last night and I literally was like, okay, that's not real, right? Just like, you fucking idiot, no. Like, what would be pretty cool if it was.
But it's a pretty stellar idea. Okay, yeah, well, that's not real.
I would love to work at a Taco Bell in Devontae Adams' house.
Two big highlights from the NFC West this week is your Seattle Seahawks beat the Arizona Cardinals for the second time this year, so that's a clean sweep. Sweep.
That was a great game.
Yeah. I will say, we started off extremely hot, and we did a little bit of Seahawks stuff where we start just like taking our foot off the gas towards the end, and we just like to stress ourselves out just a little bit. So I would like would like to see them fix that. Where we're like pedal to the metal all game.
I want a solid, like...
all gas.
All 4 quarters.
No breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question marks. I don't want even to start putting in a pencil question mark.
But then if there's not, I'm starting to be like, am I watching Seahawks football?
Yeah,
Did somebody change the channel?
Because we had 0 turnovers, which, you know...
0 turnovers.
After last week's, like, special teams, like, debauchery.
Jesus.
Mind you, those 2 guys were cut.
Yep.
Respect that, Mike McDonald.
Yeah.
You start fumbling the ball over and over.
You're out.
You're out.
Which, respect.
Thank you.
The run game.
Yes.
Zach Charbonnet.
Without Kenneth Walker.
Yes. He filled in and did his damn thing. He had a career high 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. I guess who had him on fantasy?
Ari.
Yeah.
Good job.
Not like I won anything, but I just need everyone to know.
I'm really proud of you.
That there are a few bright spots in my fantasy year. The O-line was actually doing their job. Geno had the least amount of pressure all season.
Yeah, it was interesting not seeing Geno Smith on the ground like
no, I know. I think it was like a little bit through.
Just looking like so frazzled, like getting up all the time. Like,
yes, and I think it was like through the second quarter or something. I'm like literally watching him get ready to throw a pass in the pocket, and I go, wow.
I know.
Wow.
It's like, oh my God.
He's on 2 feet right now in the pocket.
I'm not stressed.
This is insane. Geno Smith and Jackson Smith-Njigba's connection.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
It's fire this season.
I'm obsessed with JSN. He's so good. Like, I love it.
He's having a fire year.
I love it.
I don't want to, we're not going to jinx this here.
No.
Okay.
But
the Seattle Seahawks seem to always find a way to be able to beat the Arizona Cardinals consistently. Mm-hmm. That's like, we've beaten Kyler Murray 5 times in a row or something. Like, this is child's play.
Yes.
One team we cannot figure out how to beat.
The Los Angeles Rams.
Even
when they were the St. Louis Rams.
Yeah, no, there's something going on.
Todd Gurley days. I remember those.
So, going over to that game, the Los Angeles Rams beat the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Which is the most alarming thing for us.
100%. That is our new threat, which obviously we know the NFC West is everyone's just pretty much cutting each other's heads off, trying to get in the first place.
Can we get more respect on the NFC West?
Genuinely.
Because there's 4 teams that are constantly battling.
We always are.
If you see right now the standings of who's in the playoffs and the wild card and in the hunt, our whole division is in that mix.
Yes.
Because That's how good our division is.
The AFC East or whatever.
There's no 2-win teams.
No.
I want a 2-win team in my division.
You know what I was saying last night, too? I was thinking, I was like, it's so interesting to think about, like, the NFC West because we've never had a solid front runner for, like, years. Like, that, like, the AFC East has had the Patriots, like, in the front seat for years.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of the Bills.
Yeah.
And then all the other ones, like the Jets and the Dolphins, are like 3-10, 2 and I'm like, we've never had that in our division.
No, because everyone's capable of winning.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, well, that division's mid. I'm like, what? That goes to show that we're all competitive as hell.
Yeah, no, people get hung up on the record of saying we're mid is because we're going to lose games because our division is capable of all beating each other.
Exactly.
Versus the other divisions where you have 2- and 3-win teams that everyone's smacking, which ups their record. I'm like,
exactly.
It's simple math.
Exactly. We don't have the Jets and the Dolphins in our division.
Cupcake games.
No, we don't get cupcake games. Point blank.
Anyways, the Rams versus the Bills was like an electric game to watch.
Yeah, that was the Rams beat the Bills 44-42, but that was like the first time in history where both teams put up
over 40
points and no turnovers.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
Or quarterback sacks. Just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It was that was a high-scoring game.
But, like, I was rooting for the Bills all the way.
Of course. Josh Allen, our sweet baby Angel King.
Yes.
Who apparently has CTE, according to his ex-girlfriend.
His ex-girlfriend believes it.
Well, his CTE works because he just passed another record and had 3 passing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns in a single game.
Mm-hmm.
6 touchdowns, and we still didn't win.
He had 51.88 fantasy points, which is the most disgusting. A quarterback has had since 1950, if they were playing fantasy back then. But, you know.
I was like, what? Like,
well, you know, they added their, like, touchdowns, but yeah.
Yeah, that's insane because, God damn it, I wish I had him.
Yeah, either way, it just makes me nervous looking at that stat line. And long story short, after that game, I'm worried for the Seattle Seahawks. And I am feeling bad for Josh Allen any game we lose. Because you're looking at a quarterback that simply could not do any more than he just did.
How do you think Joe Burrow feels?
Yeah, both of them.
He's probably looking at that game, looking at Josh Allen and be like, now you know how it feels,
yeah, but at least you still got like 10 wins.
No. At least you're in the playoffs.
Yeah,
but
literally.
Yeah, no, like 6 touchdowns by the quarterback is insane.
So, as we mentioned earlier, the Lions and the Bills will play next, which will be insane. One game we're already looking ahead to, which we got time, but January 5th, the Rams and the Seahawks face off for the second time, which will be the last game of the regular season, which could possibly, based on both teams' upcoming schedules, be the game for the division title.
Why do they do this every year? It's always the Cards game at last or the Rams game at last, and it's like, why?
That will be something to watch.
Okay, if we didn't describe this division enough, describes it perfectly. Mm-hmm. After that win, the Rams. This is the first time, week 14, the first time that they were above 500.
Yeah,
all season, and now they're a threat.
But they're like beating the Bills.
Yes,
and now we're concerned about the Rams.
Yes,
yeah. So if we're looking at divisions to keep an eye on, that's a good way to move to it. NFC West, obviously. Every team in the NFC West is within 2 games, with the Seahawks on top at 8-5, Rams following at 7-6, and then the Cardinals and the 49ers at 6-7. The Rams do play the Cardinals this Thursday.
No, Rams and Niners, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. Rams and Niners play this Thursday, so we're sat watching that.
Which, not going to talk about the Niners. There's really not much to talk about. They beat the Bears, cool. But what is up with their running back room? Because their 4th-string running back, I picked up. Because guess who picked it? Christian Gaffrey.
Okay,
Yeah, bust. So, picked up the 4th string, popped off.
Yeah.
He now has an ankle injury.
Yeah,
obviously. And they're determining if
he's... picked him up.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
So, now they're determining if he's going to play Thursday. And I'm like, what is up with that running back room?
We said this a couple weeks ago. There's something funky going on with the 49ers.
There's something up.
But they better get their shit together because we need them to beat the Rams.
Which, this is the only time I'll root for them, so...
No, legitimately.
Y'all better soak it up and...
Because
do something with that.
After that, the Rams play the Jets, and, like, come on.
Yeah.
That's not even fair. That's a win. Whereas the Seahawks have the Packers, the Vikings...
Yeah.
We have the Bears, which we should be able to win that, but God only knows.
Seattle Seahawks.
So we'll see. Anyways, that's the NFC West division as a tight race, as well as the NFC North. As we mentioned, the Lions are on top at 12-1, followed by the Vikings 11-2, and the Packers at 9-4. Rounding out with the Bears at 4-9. That's our point. That's the another tight division, but like you still have a shit team that's automatically going to get last.
Yes, because honestly, the Cardinals I feel like used to be kind of like that shit team that was on the bottom.
Yeah,
but the last like 5-6 years, like they've, I guess since Kyler Murray, I guess.
Even if the Bears went out, like they're last place.
They're still not a threat to any of those teams.
That's nice. Yeah, I would like to have one non-threat.
No, we got all three. Exhausting. Tampa Bay and Atlanta are also fighting for NFC South.
Yep.
And then Pittsburgh and Baltimore. I believe Pittsburgh is up by 2 games in the
Which is insane.
AFC North. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with Baltimore?
I don't know, but they're not surprising. We've looked at Baltimore for a few years where we're like, they have the talent.
The first like 5-6
Lamar
weeks.
Jackson, and then they just can never somehow find their way in the Super Bowl. I'm like, where are we at?
No. Every time it comes close to playoffs, and then they just choke every year.
Yeah.
It's so disappointing because there's insane talent.
There's going to be a few key games to watch coming up before the playoffs. So we're getting close to the playoff picture. 2 more weeks. Shit should be pretty locked down.
I'm getting nervous.
Yeah, I know. Well, at the beginning of the season, we didn't really know what to expect from our team. And then, so you're kind of like riding this, like, I don't really care. I wasn't like super stressed during the games. I was like, whatever happens this season. Well, now being in first place, I'm like, well, now I'm stressed.
Exactly.
Yeah, now I'm stressed.
And after like that game on Sunday, I go, that was almost a complete game.
Yeah.
By us. So I'm like, we can do it.
I know.
So it's like, okay, so let's do it.
Yeah.
And we better not let the Packers come in and just rock our whole world. I'm going to be really pissed off and hating the Packers all over again.
I know. Seriously. Right when I start to get mature and like a little like settled.
Right when I'm just kind of over it, I'm like, no, fine. It's the Packers. Whatever.
Yeah, here it goes again. We have to spend some time on college football.
Championship weekend.
It was championship weekend, and the 12-team playoff bracket has been announced and finalized.
I'm not gonna lie, we've been kind of less excited, I'd say, about college football this year due to the new conferences and NIL.
Well, I'm sat for the playoffs,
but I'm exciid for this new playoff.
That's why I think that's the one thing that's saving them. There's been a lot of like discussion of NIL, what NIL's doing to football. I think the only thing that's going to be positive of the season is 100%. The 12 team. If they had the season that they've had in college football with the viewership going down, and it was a 4-team playoff like it has been, gone.
Yeah.
It's because now I can finally get into this. There might be some underdogs,
which there are.
Yeah, that we can see like go through, and thank you, college football, because you're saving your ass here with 100%. The playoff format.
And I was looking at like the actual like bracket, and I'm kind of thinking like, why haven't we been doing this?
No shit.
It makes
everyone
sense.
has been saying this. Everyone wants to actually see a playoff. I mean, look at the NFL. They have a playoff.
It's like March Madness. They do the bracket.
Yeah, like
college basketball.
It's a missed opportunity.
Like, you do a bracket. It's just how.
Well, it's because college football has been ran by these couple teams that they just want everyone. I'm like, hi, everyone else. I'm not into this.
They're so old time.
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously insane. But, okay. Starting off with the Mountain West Championship.
Yep.
Boise State.
Hi, Northwest.
Number 10, Boise State beat number 20, University of Las Vegas, 21-7.
2 words.
Ashton Genty. 2 words, baby.
Ashton Genty.
Who is also a Heisman candidate. He is now 4th place in the season rushing list and needs 132 more to pass Barry Sanders.
Okay, he's got it.
He's
insane. I think he's a Heisman frontrunner.
He's mine.
Okay, fun fact, Heisman this year. 4 current players being discussed, and 0 are SEC.
That's a shakeup right there.
That's shaking it up.
So you're telling me an Alabama quarterback's not in the Heisman talk? That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's very refreshing. So that will also help them as well.
I agree. So Boise State, I think I finally figured it out today.
Okay.
How the structure works. There's 5 championship or
have
conference
you not
champions.
Seen a bracket?
Well, yeah, but there's only 4 that get a bye.
Yeah.
So they had to choose between those 5 which 4 get a bye.
Yeah.
And then like now I'm understanding it as
but because that's it. Unless it would have to be another 4 teams or 2 teams or whatever.
So obviously Boise State gets first round bye after winning the championship, and they will play either SMU or Penn State in the Fiesta Bowl December 31st.
Okay. One opinion here.
Love it.
I'm all for Boise State being in this. No questions asked. Boise State's in the top 12.
Yeah.
Understand the format also of the conference, whatever.
Yes.
I don't know about Boise State getting a bye.
See, so that's what I found interesting.
I find that, if I'm looking at it, I'm okay with Alabama not being in.
Yeah.
The whole thing. That is hard. Okay, now we're being drastic. Like, based on conferences, essentially what they always call scheduling. Like, based on scheduling, and what they mean by that is, like, the teams that you're playing. Like, how hard are the teams you're playing all year? Why is your record the way it is?
Right.
And the strength of the schedule, basically.
Right.
I struggle with Boise State having a bye.
I think that's...
out of the group.
I think that's going to be...
I've already heard also. Now. It is the bone. Like, that's a tough sell for me. At some points in this year, Boise State wasn't even in top...
Well, exactly. That's
Were they even ever in top 5?
No, they weren't. They just got top 10 last week.
Yeah, so I struggle with that.
Yeah, like, I think that's the valid issue that's probably going to become a thing, because you do have the Mountain West, the Big 12, the Big 10, the SEC, and the ACC. So they've made it so the winner of those divisions, -1, gets a bye. But
Mountain West is the -1.
Unfortunately not.
I'm sorry, but
then it's also like, okay, so going to the ACC championship, Clemson was ranked 17 and they won. Yeah. So it's like,
they don't get a bye though,
but like,
I know.
It's interesting.
I think
Arizona State gets a bye.
I think you take out the winners getting the bye completely.
But then what would a championship mean?
Of the conference? You have a higher, like I don't know.
Seed.
Yeah, like a higher seed, and you still pick from the higher, like, if those 5 winners of the conferences are the best based on strength of schedule and everything, then you still get a bye. And you get your rings, and you get your whatever, like...
Yeah, and...
You know what I mean? Like, you're still in the college football playoff. That's what a benefit. Like...
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know. I struggle with Boise State getting a bye, but...
Well, it's just, I think what's also
I'm not against it, obviously.
No, I just think it's interesting because it's like a team like Ohio State.
Yeah.
Who have been ranked almost 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Pretty much the whole season. Yeah. Now, Arizona State gets a bye. Boise State gets a bye. But Ohio State has to go play Tennessee.
Yeah.
It's just...
So they haven't figured that out. It's year 1. But...
Yeah.
I expect some pushback there.
But, nonetheless, they will play SMU or Penn State in the Fiesta Bowl.
There was the Big 12 championship where another shocker... Mm-hmm. Not literally a shocker, but shout out to all the Pacific Northwest / Pac-12 teams showing it. And maybe all of y'all that, I'm looking at you, college football selection team, that's what you call yourselves, is all of y'all that have disrespected the Pac-12 for years, who basically led to the demise of the Pac-12 because football teams didn't want to play in the Pac-12 because they were never included in the college football playoffs.
Exactly.
The 4 teams. Maybe the Pac-12 wasn't so
bad.
Because the reason why Pac-12 teams were never included is because strength of schedule, and they just notoriously, the SEC and the Big 12 and the Big 10 carried so much more weight in football. And now you dismantle the Pac-12 and all the Pac-12 teams are going to the other conferences and kicking y'all's asses.
And this is what's so funny, because even like on SportsCenter and stuff, like you hear comments, like even Scott Van Pelt the other night was like, they were signing off her show, and he was like, should have kept the Pac-12, like said a comment like that. Like, they're literally making comments like, basically alluding to the fact that, like, wait, why did we dismantle the Pac-12?
Because football teams that were playing in the Pac-12 kept getting disrespected to not be in the college football playoffs, so they are then like, okay, now we have to be drastic and go to one of these other conferences that get all the attention and the weight and get to go to the playoffs and have something to play for. And now Pac-12 teams are running y'all asses.
And I remember saying at the beginning of the season when, like the Cougs were undefeated. Mm-hmm. I think the Huskies were doing pretty good. Oregon, obviously, ASU. All of the Pac-12 teams that are doing their thing, that are obviously not in the Pac-12 anymore, were all, like, having winning records and stuff. Like, we were all doing good.
Well, and UW obviously had a shit year, but they were in the goddamn national championship last year. And the reason they were, though, is because they were undefeated. And it was still almost a question of whether they got into the college football playoffs. Yes. So it was like people were up in arms about them getting in.
And like, I've said from the start of this year, that I just wish so bad, and not just as a Coug that's been left behind, but
that they would have won.
Well, no, just, like, I wish that we could have kept the Pac-12 for the new playoff structure.
Yeah.
So freaking bad.
I know. We've said this.
Because, like, just, it would be
it's so unfortunate.
Interesting. I mean,
well, with that said, in the Big 12 championship, Arizona State University won. They were preseason picks to be last in the conference because, you know, Pac-12. And they beat Iowa State to win that. So they are now seeded number 4 and will have a first round bye.
Yep.
And they're going to play the winner of Clemson and Texas. Shout out to Arizona State. Didn't see that coming.
Go Sun Devils.
Neither did y'all.
The SEC championship, number 5 Georgia beat number 2 Texas. 22-19. They only did 1 overtime this time.
Thank God.
So I did not have the patience for 8. Their backup, Carson Beck, got injured. Mm-hmm. And their backup came in and seemed to do just fine. Lead them to a win. They look like they're back to being Georgia football.
Okay, let me say something about Carson Beck really quick. Carson Beck. All the Carson Beck memes are hilarious, by the way.
No, they're hilarious.
I saw one yesterday of a parking structure that was like, I just ran into Carson Beck. It's like a pole. It's like a cement pole. It's funny. But anyways, we've said shit about him because he dates one of the Cavender twins. And like, that already makes me feel a type of way. Because I'm like, oh, so y'all met because you're like social media people. Like, pish posh.
Yeah.
Did you see his comment this week about how he doesn't watch football?
Yes. Be so for real.
He doesn't like it. I get not wanting to, like, watch film all the time. You play football. And, like, you don't... But he
watch, like, a championship game that you didn't get into.
He quite literally said he doesn't like to watch football, like, for fun. Like, any football. Like, NFL.
That's so bizarre to me. I would maybe...
Red flag.
I would maybe start to, like, watching the NFL football.
I would... If I'm the NFL team, like, I just don't like that. I don't like that.
No, that's
because you're worried about you're worried about TikTok and social media and no.
Yeah, you're acting way too nonchalant. I need you to like show that you love this sport, otherwise I'm not buying it.
That's weird. I also just don't like a player. I have trust issues against you. No. You don't like watching football?
Then what are you doing? It's weird.
That's weird.
For me, it's also like he's not that good.
That's what I mean.
Like, if he was, like,
shut your mouth.
Yes, if he was elite level, I'd be like, whatever's working is working. I ain't gonna say nothing.
No, that's what I mean. You're, like, on a great team. You're not a great quarterback. And you're gonna sit here and tell everyone you don't like watching football. Yeah. I played college softball. I never said I hate watching softball. No. Do I want to sit there and watch it, like, all day, every day?
No.
Like, no. But, goddamn, you're gonna try to make a living off of this sport. And you're like, I don't like watching football.
But you want to be in...
I don't like watching you. Your face annoys me.
I know.
Okay, anyway. Sorry, Carson Beck.
I wonder if he's a nice guy. I don't know, but I don't care.
I don't like it. He's not.
Well, anyways, the Bulldogs are looking for their 3rd championship in 4 years.
Great.
This is our 3rd SEC championship under Kirby Smart, head coach.
We need to not let that happen because Georgia doesn't know how to celebrate championships. They go absolutely rogue and cause so many problems.
I don't understand what goes on in that damn world.
Big Ten championship, number 1 Oregon, who's undefeated, defeated number 3 Penn State, so they'll have a first round bye. Very warranted.
Kind of got close there at the end.
Yeah, but
yeah,
you know, they're going to play in the Rose Bowl against either Tennessee or Ohio State January 1st, which is like the most famous bowl game.
Yeah, Georgia will be in the Sugar Bowl. They'll play either Indiana or Notre Dame, and then Oregon Rose Bowl.
Okay.
Pretty much how we
Love
saw
that.
it happening, I
Love
guess.
that, yeah.
And then the ACC Championship, like I said earlier, number 17, Clemson.
Clemson,
beats
baby.
number 8 SMU. Kind of cute. Clemson, the head coach last week was like in his car, like crying after their game against South Carolina because they lost, and that's a rival game. But then they just thought that the playoffs were completely out of the picture, and then Syracuse kicked Miami. They won, beat Miami, kicked Miami out of the playoffs. So Clemson had a shot in the playoffs. They beat SMU, and now they're in the playoffs.
That's so cute.
I know.
Isn't that cute?
I have no issue with Clemson, so whatever. But they did win the game on a field goal kick, which seems to be a thing this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll play Texas December 21st. So, yeah, exciting things.
I'm pumped.
Cougs got a bowl game.
Oh, nice.
The holiday bowl game in
so
San Diego against Syracuse, December 27th. Huskies got a bowl game. You guys are in the Tony the Tiger's son.
Yeah, the cereal bowl.
Better than the Mayo Bowl.
Better than the Mayo Bowl. You are right. Okay, currently, as we mentioned, Ashton Genty, running back for Boise State, is the front runner for the Heisman right now, and the 3 other candidates are Travis Hunter, the cornerback / wide receiver for Colorado, Cam Ward, the quarterback for Miami, Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback for Oregon. And as we said, because we're going to say it again, it's the first time since 2017 that no Heisman will be from the SEC. Yeah. See what happens, SEC, when you start mixing in the Pac-12?
Quite literally. Who do you got for Heisman?
Ashton Genty.
Me too.
I hope he gets it.
If Colorado were in the playoffs, it'd be a different.
Yeah.
It'd be a different conversation.
Yeah. Same.
But
they're not. So
they're not.
They're not.
Ashton Genty is my pick.
They're MVP for social media, but they are not in the playoffs.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. All we do is spit facts.
All we do.
I hope you have a great week. Happy Tuesday.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys again Friday for another Around the League / pop culture where we can get into some basketball, some MLB decisions following our episode last week that we prefaced.
Juan Soto!
And catch up on your shows before we talk Friday, because get ready.
Hell yeah.
We love you guys.
XOXO
Shakers.